afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Norm's Friends. I'm David B., the readings guy, 603-404-9338. Biffid, Biffid, at yahoo.com. And, of course, as you can see, we have the world-famous artist from Manchester, Anthony. Anthony, introduce yourself, and then you know me. I got my anti-American tidbits I like to point out. So, and welcome back.
You'll know me from this show. I've been doing these shows almost 14 years now.
What, this show?
No.
Oh.
Manchester Public TV.
Oh.
And I have my own show, but I'm also a guest on several shows, Norm's Friends, and Cruising with Mary. Just keep tabs on what's going on in the world, and we always have a good time. And now it's back to you.
Oh, all right. So, just so you'll know, a lot's been going on with me in the past week. I had a deal with the insurance company. We all remember my ordeal. I'm sort of coming back down and regenerating, and I'm different in a good way. So I've been dealing that. I had to go look at cars and deal with the insurance company and wait for them to pay me because my car was totaled. So finally, I just they delivered it. Imagine my new car to me, 2020 Sonata Limited. I love it. It's fully loaded. But I went all the way, Anthony, last week down to Brockton, and I bought this car in Brockton. They delivered it today to Town Hall, and it's already registered. So I don't have a famous quote today, although I was reading. I'll mention it anyway because I thought it was kind of neat. It was on Facebook. I don't know, a post or a meme. I don't know what you call them. I'm not up with that, but it was Alice Cooper.
Oh, yeah.
Right, and it was like a 3 or 4 sentence thing, but basically what it was is Alice Cooper was going on about musicians should they're there to entertain people. Go out and entertain people. Don't tell don't tell your fans how they should think. When they say like, let's face it, a lot of them they hate Trump, so they go on about that. And what he says is rock and roll is about freedom, and when they're entertained, when the musicians are up there not entertaining, telling them how to think politically, he says it's no longer freedom. So I agree with him there. So anyway, a couple of anti-un-American tidbits in the news. We know the big one, so we'll save that till last. So excuse me. Oh, and before I forget, if anyone has any questions, comments, if you call for a reading, wait, let us finish this un-Americanism slot first. But 603-640-3091. So first, what I want to say is under this Biden administration, right, they got all, like remember we saying, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. So just for all you blacks who voted for him, just so you know, since he's been in office, the black unemployment rate has gone up, just so you know. Yeah. And the other thing I laughed at, and I love it, 4 Muslims got murdered in New Mexico. Not at the same time, but over several weeks or whatever it was, right? 4 Muslims. Biden is out there saying he's outraged. I mean, in the meantime, thousands and thousands of black youth are getting murdered in the inner city that they voted for him because they had to prove they were black. Anyway, right?
Yeah.
Thousands and thousands of them. Good afternoon. Welcome to Norm's Friends. How are you today?
Good afternoon. I guess you must be seeing a lot of ads about Maggie Hassan. And she's always saying that, I want to do this, I want to do that. I want to try to bring the prices of gas down. Well, what the heck? She's the one that put it up to begin with when she signed the bill with Biden to get rid of that pipeline and everything else. So she's not really. she's about as bright as her boss, Pelosi.
I-
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for calling. And he's right
And
about
so
that.
true. So true.
He is, but the midterms are coming up, and the politicians. What you have to keep in mind, politicians are like drug addicts. They're like heroin addicts. They'll tell you anything and everything that you want to hear. And like when he's talking about lowering the price of gas by depleting the national oil reserve. And if you think you're getting a good deal for paying $4 a gallon, wait until after the midterms, because it's going to go up to $8 a gallon. But I keep saying it. Bootsy Collins, you can't be dumb if you want to be free. Sadly, there's a lot of dumb people out there that are buying right into this. Oh, the price of gas is coming down. And what's sadder than that, Anthony? Not only are there a lot of dumb people out there are a lot of dumber people out there that are buying right into it. But I wanted to say that. But getting back to these 4 Muslims that got murdered in Albuquerque, thousands and thousands and thousands, if not 10,000s of black youth and young people being murdered in their neighborhoods that they voted for this joker to prove that they were black. Not one peep out of them, but 4. Just 4 Muslims out of what? 320-something million people that live here. He's outraged. And what did he assumed early that it was a hate crime. And was it? No. They were murdered by another Muslim. But it just goes to show you, it's Sharia. Every year they're supposed to impose self-imposed Sharia. So much for that. But let's get to the big story. And I don't care what side of the fence you're on. I don't care if you hate Trump or if you don't hate Trump. To raid the house of a former president, if you don't think that's something that every single one of us should be fretting right now, that's going on. If you don't think that Biden, and it all stems back from Obama because he's really running the show, if you don't think that they're weaponizing this, it's just like communism, right? Get the opponents. You'll see they can't get rid of him. They're still not going to get rid of him before the election. That poor guy's going to be dead. Mark my words. And as time goes on, 89,000 more IRS agents. Why? They're going to see, who's a conservative, who donated. They're going to go over everybody's tax form. Oh, this one donated to a conservative candidate. Let's get him in here for an order. Let's bust his chops. You'll see. And then, I'm telling you what it's coming to. And then you'll see in a few more years, if people don't stand up and say enough is enough, people like me are going to be disappearing. The government's going to be making people like me disappear.
Look what they're doing to Alex Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a shame. First of all, the way I understand it is they claim that he had classified documents.
Right. You know what they really were? They were pictures of Hunter Biden smoking crack.
It could be, yeah. Yeah. Well, they're
That's what it
investigating
was.
him finally. Supposedly, the FBI. I mean, you can't really. You got to put all this together. I've never seen anything quite like this, where they hate this man so bad, and all the reasons that they hate him don't make any sense. They've accused him. I remember the 4 women that claimed that he raped them.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't show up to court. Then there was a lady who said that Trump grabbed the steering wheel and demanded to go to January.
Right,
yeah.
I mean,
So the Secret Service said, none of this is true. He did not grab me by the throat. He did not grab my steering wheel. But you don't see that in mainstream media anymore. I mean, mainstream media has changed, and people don't realize that by now.
it's just an arm of the government now. That's all it is to
It's a shame.
Perpetuate their propaganda and their lies.
Yeah.
Whatever they accuse Trump of, that's what they're doing. And thereafter, the hook or by crook, they got to get Trump because he's a threat to their power.
Oh, yeah.
And that's all it is.
Well, I look at the list of accomplishments, what the man did. I have them at home. They're incredible. And like I said, he is the first Republican president that I voted for. I've been voting Democrat all my life. But if people can't see, this party has changed. It's
Evil.
changed. I mean, I look at what goes on in Congress now with Pelosi, and her husband just got a second DWI in less than a month or something. And she has been showing up feeling rather good, we'll say. Plus the insider trading that they know that's going on.
Right. Yeah.
And if when you're in, people keep re-electing these same people, and that's why I believe in term limits. And it's not just the Democrats. There's the Republicans there. They call them rhinos and everything. These people aren't, in my opinion, as a citizen, rooting for this country. Too many people have died to keep that flag waving.
Mm-hmm.
It's not perfect. No man or woman on this planet is perfect. But when I looked at what Donald Trump accomplished, I had to put all that aside. I voted for him, and I intend on voting for him again. Well, I voted for him twice now, and I'll do it again. I look at his record. I look at the economy when he was in the presidency. I look at his foreign policy when he was in the presidency, especially Israel. We need Israel. And you have people like John Kerry, who's a skull and bones, and the Bushes, of course, are skull and bones. I mean, research the skull and bones and find out what these people are about. What gets me is here comes Obama. He wasn't a millionaire before he got into the White House, but now he's worth $70 million.
Well, I know he's got that nice $14.8 million mansion on the Vineyard.
Yeah. It's like, where do you suddenly become, you go in and you're not a millionaire, but you come out and you're a multi-millionaire.
Well,
it's incredible.
AOC gets elected. She was a bartender. She's got a couple of million now.
Yeah.
Come on.
And the other one there, the Jihad, married her own brother to get into this country.
Oh, Elon, whatever her name is, the Muslim mush-brained.
Yeah, it's incredible. And then all these illegals coming over in this country. Like Trump said, it's fine they come to this country. Do it legally. My grandparents did it, and I'm sure that your grandparents did it too. This country's built on many people, different colors, different race, everything.
Yeah.
But do it legally. And what I see in Texas, the people are upset with it now. They're taking them and busing them to New York and Washington, D.C. Something has to change.
Right, and did you hear now he's busing them? These are both people that are for sanctuary cities, so he's sending them the illegal immigrants, and what are they doing? Now they're complaining about the influx of illegals.
Right. It's incredible.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Norm's Friends. How are you today?
Hi, it's the Energy Lady.
The Energy Lady. How are you today? I love your voice and I can feel your energy. It's such a uplifting.
She forgot my
How's
name.
everybody?
Everybody is good. How's the Energy Lady?
Oh, the Energy Lady's wonderful.
All right. I love it. As soon as I hear that voice, I go 1,000 miles higher.
She's probably sitting there with a nice big martini
Well,
in
I
a
hope
straw.
so. What am I sitting with, a nice what?
Martini in a straw.
No, I don't need anything like that. I'm just an energy lady.
A natural.
I'm natural.
You
There
are.
you
All right. So
Do you have a reading for me?
I sure do. We'll do the usual.
Where's your crystal ball?
I have a guest, so no crystal ball.
Oh, boy, lately you're hiding it.
I know. Wow. All right. I like these cards.
Yeah?
Wow. All right. So, I like this first. We start off with the Knight of Wands, all right? A Knight of Wands is, an idea that you have, thought process, where you want to go, a goal in mind. So we see action there. The knight, he's adaptable to perhaps whatever may occur on the little journey. It's not long because you know these readings, because you get a reading every week, so right. So whatever's going to come up there, something you've been thinking of, it, you know, it's going to happen soon. You're going to be able to roll with the punches and, you know, take the good with the bad. And naturally, when it comes to you, everything, you know, nothing is really major if it's detrimental. Of course, positive things, you're absorbent, everything is open. And I see in the next week a lot of warmth here, but in the meantime, whatever it is that you'll be able to change, and it's like, you know, everybody knows. Here comes the energy lady. She knows what she's talking about. There's no use in trying to dissuade her. Everything goes according to the energy lady, and it's always in a nice, warm, uplifting way. But in the meantime, also, you might just want to pay attention, you know, to a really close friend, a spouse, a partner, whatever it is in this, you know, where you're heading. And I know nothing is, like I said, nothing is major for you because you're so in tune with yourself. So, but you might just want to listen, you know, don't be afraid to ask someone's opinion because you got everything right there, but, you know, you might sort of just want to double check one little, you know, tidbit of this or one little thing over there. So, you know, open up and ask, and, you know, to sort of just send it all home for you and bring it all together. Because, and then once you do that, look at, here we have the three of, wait, I have to look, the Three of Cups. And look at it. I love three. Three's the beginning, the middle, and the end. So right away, here's the beginning with the action, and here's the middle, where you sort of just have maybe one or two really minor questions about the sort of, you know, decision, your focus, to make sure it's all going the right way. And of course, you'll find out, and voila, before you know it, celebrate, dance to the music.
Dance to the music. Celebrate. Dance to music. I love it.
Yeah, so there you go. See, you know, I love it. See, because I go for the ride with you on these readings. So, but how can anybody that's around you not be soaring? What? I can hear me in the background, can I? Yeah. So there you have it. What'd you think?
Wonderful. I have somebody you want to talk to.
You do? All right. Yeah. Who are they?
Hello.
Hello. What are you doing there?
I'm visiting.
You are?
Yeah. You see, I'm worried about these IRS new employees.
Well, now, see, I didn't know Mr. Whoopi was with the energy. This is amazing. No wonder everything is so hunky-dory there. This is amazing. I know. Hey, you know what all those 89,000 IRS agents, Mr. Whoopi, you know what they're going to do? When they see it, they're going to go over everybody's taxes, whoever donated to a conservative candidate, whether it be independent or Republican, or even a Democratic candidate that they don't like, get in for an audit. Look out. You're going to be sorry. I'm not kidding. Imagine. How have you been, Mr. Whoopi?
Pretty good. I survived all the heat and everything. You know, I was out in the yard over the weekend, and it was so hot out there.
Yeah,
I seen a bird picking up a worm with oven mitts.
Yeah. It was hot, no question about it. No question about it. Wow. Well, hey, what do you think? The price of gas is coming down.
Wonderful.
So you're going to vote for Hassan and Pappas and them, keep them in because they brought the price of gas down $1.
Yeah, I was thinking of if they're IRS is gonna investigate me because I gave $2 to Donald Trump's campaign.
There you go. They are. You know, we're laughing at it, but it's what's going to happen. That's how pathetic they got and how evil and vindictive they are. Anyone who doesn't kowtow to them, you're in for it.
How about a reading this afternoon?
All right. I will. Hold on. Let me clear the cards from the energy lady. And
How's Anthony doing?
He's doing fine. I started working on a mural today.
I seen your show during the week. It was you had the one with Denise in the ocean, is it?
Oh, that was my daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a painting I did, and I looked at the date, 1993. I put it in a box, and I stored it in someone's basement, and water got on it. I thought I was going to have to destroy it, but I fixed it and repainted it.
Yeah, it looks nice.
No, thank you. I got to have something to do. I can't sit around and watch TV. Not all day, anyway.
all right, so here's the reading, Mr. Whoopi. It starts off with the Ace of Cups. Look at it, emotionally overflowing, lots and lots of good, happy, smooth. Well, of course, you're with the energy lady, so see, they're sort of connected. So yeah, so here you are, a big burst of nice emotional energy, nice and warm, like I said, and smooth and sort of, you know, you're really going to feel it from the inside, this big burst. So get ready for that. And then the next card we have is the Three of Pentacles. Pentacles is work. Doesn't necessarily mean physical work, but we'll say it's going to be work to go along with this burst of emotional energy. And of course, you're going to be right up there. People are going to be looking up to you, and you can sort of like spread the joy, shall we say. You'll see that, you know, people that sort of, you know, within your reach, under your wings, they'll be right there, and you can, you know, spread some of that wonderful emotion to them. And once you do it, look at you. We end up with the Six of Rods. So again, the Six of Rods is, to me, it's always, you know, ideas that we have or directions that we want to take. So wherever you go, you take these first two cards with you and look at you. You're up there riding on the horse again. The people that admire you, you're up there and you're showing them all the great stuff that, you know, open up your eyes to all the beauty around them that they're missing out on. So that's your reading for the week. So there you go. Yours is another. I love it.
Positive.
Yeah, very positive. Yeah, very positive. So there you go. See that? Excitement. Whoopee.
Yeah, you had to go to Massachusetts to buy a car, huh?
I know. I went to Brockton. Well, you know, I will go on Auto Trader. I think I bought my last 3 or 4 cars off Auto Trader. But, you know, no.
Oh.
So I wanted a red car, and I got a Sonata Limited. They were the only, it was the closest red one around. So that's where I went.
That's like my car is red. Cheyenne, what's it called? Cheyenne red.
Oh, is it? Nice.
The energy lady's back.
All right. What'd you do? Take the phone from him? See, there you go. There's the little...
She went and got another
She's gotta
margarita.
work.
He's just here. He meant to say cayenne red.
No.
His
Oh,
car is. He
Yeah.
says.
Cayenne red, not Cheyenne red.
It's
And you have a
K-A-Y-E-N.
Sonata.
Right, yeah. It's red. I don't know what color red. I don't know what color they...
Oh, it's probably Inferno red.
No, tomato.
No, right. It's, wait a minute. Oh, wait. Is it Coral red, maybe. I don't know. You know, they come up with these names.
Mine's infernal red. That's why I'm so fiery.
There you go. See that? It's all.
Stay away from the margaritas.
What margarita? I don't need margarita to be happy.
I see
I am a
you
natural
sneaking.
high. I'm an energy lady.
I
That's
see you
right.
sneaking one with a straw.
No. No.
The only store I have, right, is when I put it in the water, it turns blue. When it gets warm, it turns white.
Uh-oh.
What kind of straw
It's
is
pretty
that?
neat. It's pretty neat.
That sounds like a Coors Light
It's a
can.
temperature straw.
Oh, and
It is really.
See,
It turns blue when it's in the cold and the ice,
yeah,
and when it gets warm, it turns white.
like the mountains on a Coors Light beer can.
And all I need is red. It'll be the American flag.
There you go. How do you get the red? You must have to get really hot.
Red,
Right?
white, and blue.
There you go. All right. See, you got the right attitude. How can you? That I keep saying she can't go wrong. The energy ladies, are just unbelievable. Look at that.
No, you can't. You can't,
Red,
really.
I know. Red, white. I love it. Well,
That's
we're
right.
we're sort of on the we're sort of on the same
All
level,
righty, I'll
but
let you
you're
get back
hot.
to the show.
All right.
Nice talking to you.
Same.
God bless and have a wonderful, wonderful night.
Thanks,
good.
and you. Thanks for calling.
Toodaloo.
Bye bye.
sounds like she's had a couple.
No, I just love her energy.
She's
levels.
full of life.
She is fantastic. So when Mr. Whoopi covered the IRS agents.
Yeah.
So, and all I'm saying, remember when it comes to the midterms, never mind a D after the name, an I after the name, an R after the name. Please, when you read that list, which one is going to vote pro-American? Unlike, Pappas, he's voted 100% of the time with Nancy.
Yeah.
100%.
Wow. I don't have much use for Pappas.
You what?
I don't have much use for Pappas.
But he's your rep.
Get him out of there. I know he is. Get him out of there.
He's mine too, but
You
I
know,
told you he's for.
these IRS agents, this started last year. I know that they plan on, because I was told this at my bank at
Yep.
St. Mary's. They're going to be checking over everybody's accounts, bank accounts,
Yeah.
and looking for irregularity.
Did find a lot with mine lately because I got gifted some money.
So I,
So that, oh, that's right. Good.
no, I
How's
don't.
that going? Or is it going?
Tedious,
It is.
slow process. I hope it doesn't
Let
end
me
up in
see
court.
if I want. Maybe you might be interested in me reading something if I can find it. If I can find it, are you ready? I sent. I emailed Pappas about they got to do something about the southern border, right?
Yeah.
With all the illegals coming over, this guy's for southern borders. I'll read you the response. All right. Tell me this guy's not for open borders, chaos, disorder. And this is what cracks me. This is the same party that told you for over 6 years no one's above the law, not even the President of the United States,
Right.
but yet time and time and time again, these people have illegals up on a pedestal. I mean, talk about above the law.
Mm-hmm.
They can come into the country without a COVID test. They get to the border, they break the law to get here, they get rewarded instantly with a cell phone, right? They come a little further into the border, they're here illegally, they're lawbreakers, they get free housing. We don't need to go into all of that,
Yeah.
but here's the thing. This was from July 18th. I don't know how long it took him to respond back to me, but I'll read it. Dear Mr. Balchunis, that's my last name. Thank you for reaching out to me with your views regarding immigration. Typical boilerplate stuff. I appreciate you taking the time to share your thoughts with me, as it helps me better represent you and New Hampshire's priorities in Congress. The United States is a nation of immigrants, but not illegal. And I believe that we are strengthened by people like my ancestors who arrived in America seeking a better life. I bet you they didn't hop the fence in Texas. I am the beneficiary of the journey, struggle, and hard work of my immigrant ancestors. Yeah, but the ones that are coming in today don't. They go right to the closest welfare office. And they allow generations of my family to find opportunity and achieve the American dream. Fine, but they did it legally.
Right.
All right? Those same doors of opportunity should be available to today's immigrants, even though they're felons, especially for those seeking refuge from violence and oppression. This is what cracks me up. Stop the $45,000 in instant benefits, and you'll see if they're going to risk their lives going through Mexico to get here. In order to do so, I love it, we must pass comprehensive bipartisan immigration reform that supports our economy, our safety, and our American values. Well, what are they waiting for? They control all three branches of government. Nothing.
He's going around in circles.
Right. It's boilerplate. It's not
Yeah.
answering the question.
No.
I believe we must show compassion for the dreamers and immigrants with deep ties to our communities and our country, even though they got over 50 people on the terrorist list, come trying to get in through Mexico. But the jihadis, trying to come through and telling you we got to, bow to Mohammed, that'd be the day, to Satan, really. But they must provide a healthy way to citizenship for those who, are you ready, who are contributing and playing by the rules. They're not, what?
No. They're not doing it legally.
Coming across the Rio Grande is not playing by the rules,
No.
excuse me.
No.
Watch, we can achieve immigration reform while ensuring that our nation remains safe, strong, and prosperous. Not the way they're doing it. I strongly support, listen to this, smart border security, and am committed to ensuring that U.S. Customs and Border Protection, CBP, has the necessary resources to accomplish its mission.
Yeah.
They take money away from them so they can pay for these illegals to come, help them before they get here. We must expand our investment in technology and manpower, especially at the checkpoints where illegal drugs are brought into our country. They're not doing anything with that either.
No.
As your representative in Congress, I am committed to working across the aisle to pass comprehensive immigration reform and funding for sensible border security, which to them, sensible border security is no border security.
Right.
And I believe there is bipartisan consensus to get the job done. They've been there for a year and a half now. What's the holdup?
Good question.
Please be assured, as Congress considers legislation related to immigration policy, I will continue to have your views in mind. Nothing is more important to me than listening to my constituents and ensuring that every voice in my district is heard. See, everybody, contact your elected officials. Keep them on their toes. No matter your perspective, your thoughts help me to do better as I work to bring Granite State voices to Washington. Send your voice to Washington. Call. Each message makes a difference, so I hope you will stay in touch. He knows me by now. When I call up, they must have, when your name comes up right away, they know me. Oh,
Yeah.
hi, Dave.
Don't talk to him.
Right, they don't ask my name or anything anymore. They know, oh, David.
Yeah.
As always, you can keep up with the work I'm doing by signing up for my weekly update. If anybody wants to sign up for his update, https:// whatever you call that, / pappas.house.gov/contact/newsletter. So there you go. Again, remember this. Come the midterms, if you're for open borders, if you want people coming into the criminals coming in people coming into the country criminally and getting rewarded for criminal activity, which gets me, Anthony, because I keep saying it. If you or I break the law, we go to court, we end up paying a fine and or go to jail. These people break the law, they get $45,000 in benefits.
I know.
But no one's above the law. Anyway, so much for that.
It's misconstrued by... It's just a policy that if they would have stuck to the basics, we wouldn't have this problem. In other words, you keep the borders closed. And then when you start allowing all the illegals to come, which they have been doing for decades, but not like they're doing now. This is wrong. No matter how you look at it, this is wrong. If you want to come to this country, you come through legally.
But, you know, he's going on about bipartisan immigration legislation. All they have to do is enforce the immigration laws they have instead of saying, you know, they picking and just like all those Soros-funded DAs. You know, they pick and choose what laws they want to uphold. Uphold and enforce the immigration laws. It's that simple.
That's another sad character, George Soros. No, really. I mean, it's an open book on the man. I mean, here you've got a Jew that turned in his own family in the Second World War to the SS. He turned his own
I didn't know
family.
that.
Yes,
See
he
that?
did.
You learn something new every day.
And if you ask him straight out, which I've seen 100 times, if he believes in God, no. So you have to take into consideration, this man became a billionaire. I don't know exactly how he did it, but there was
Maybe
a
he
default on the Bank of England, and he became a billionaire.
Well, maybe he stole his parents'
Who knows? But he turned his own parents, his relatives, sisters, everybody, turned them right over. And then he became a private in the German army.
Wow, see that?
Check it out. People don't check it out. They don't read anymore. They don't do their own research.
I do, but you can't. You just can't with everything.
Well, they're going to
but
be
that's good to know.
telling you to shut up pretty soon.
Well, they are.
And me too.
Right, I know.
And anybody that speaks the truth.
Well,
Because now what is good is now bad. What was bad is now good. And that's the way I look at it.
Well, that's because, they keep, it's all right to bash Jesus and bash Christianity and bash the Jews, but God forbid if you say something about Islam or Muhammad, like, who are Satan worshippers. I don't care what you say. In Africa, they're killing Christians by the tens of thousands, and nobody says a peep. But 4 Muslims get murdered in Albuquerque. Oh, my God.
It's also going on.
4 Muslims, and the president is outraged.
It's going on in Afghanistan, too. It started when Biden let them know that they're withdrawing all the troops. Christians are being killed there every day.
Everywhere. It's everywhere.
Nigeria and Africa.
I know.
India, even. India.
And, everybody, people don't want to hear it, but, I don't care what you say. When you abandon God, that's why what's going on is going on, because he's abandoning us. And when, you abandon God, I don't care what you say, Anthony, you open the door for the devil /
Oh, I agree.
Muhammad.
I agree.
Yeah.
People need to read and research and stop taking things for granted.
And they do it, sad.
And they do it to the point where they're hurting themselves.
Wow.
It's like they need to know what's really going on. And like I say, mainstream media today, it's just, it's in another world.
Right. So we don't have a whole lot of time left. So tell us what you've been going on around town with, your artistry and murals or whatever it is that's going on.
Well, I started the mural officially. It's at 385 Union Street. It's in the alley. And I started it. It was so hot I could only work an hour and a half. But in an hour and a half, I laid the sky in the background all in. And it's all going to be dealing with Africa. In fact, Debbie Curtin, my friend and artist, thank God she's helping me do this. This is a big project. We went in today and we got quite a bit done. It's going to have African parrots. There's going to be a cheetah that's jumping through the air. We got Mount Kilimanjaro in the background, and a flood of African flowers. And I've never seen anything like this, and they only grow in Africa. But she showed me photographs that she's using for, for us to paint. Incredible. I've never seen anything like these flowers, and even the leaves are so different than what we have over here. But hopefully within, I'd say, another 4, maybe 5 days, and we'll be done there, and hopefully we'll be able to do some more.
Hey, now, when you get commissioned to do a mural, is there like a time frame that you have to have it done by?
No, and I'm glad we don't. And Neighbor Works, we're going to be connecting with them again. They're going to pay, say you want a mural done on your fence in your apartment building or house or whatever. Neighbor Works will pay for half of it, and the landlord will pay the other 50%. And it's a good way to introduce people to the neighborhood. And the place that we're working on now, I mean, we started within an hour. We had people driving up and down the alley and people stopping and parking and coming over and taking pictures.
Yeah, well, you're beautifying, you're beautifying the neighborhood. So now just say, because I don't know anything about it, but say I own an apartment building on the corner of a big intersection, right?
Right.
Now, do I have to go to the city if I want a mural to get? Do I have to?
Nope.
Do they have to do anything?
You go to Neighbor Works, which is right here in Manchester. In fact, one of their main offices is right here on Elm, and you go in and you let them know, and then you procure the artist and what you want on, and you make a deal, you get a price, and it's a 50-50 split.
Nice.
And I've been doing this, I think this is my 3rd year now, and I really enjoy it. And it's, people come by and they say, wow, and they get, I mean, that's what you need to get the, people active in the mural spot. Call Neighbor Works if you're interested in having a mural. And they'll pay for 50% of it, as long as the landlord agrees, and it's nothing offensive, nothing, that's violent or anything else, non-political, of course, and all the rest. But I enjoy doing it.
Now for the who sets the price? Is it
the artist usually set? Well, it depends. The artist has to listen to what the person wants. How many square feet? What's involved? Then the artist will sit down and figure out how long it's going to take them, how much the paint's going to cost. And like I said, this is a 50-50 deal. So if you go in and you say, okay, $500 for a mural, Neighbor Works will pay $250, the landlord pays the other $250, and everybody makes out.
So come on, all you real estate owners out there, rental property, come on, you're making tons of money because rent's gone up a lot in the past with this new administration. I'm going to blame everything on them like they blamed everything on Trump. But it's true, because since they've been in. So come on, you're raking in tons of money. You got these sort of buildings that could use a nice, bright, uplifting, calming, cheering facelift. Give these guys a call. Come on. Put them to work. They beautify the neighborhood. They enrich everyone's life. Everyone who walks by, drives by, feels better about themselves.
Yeah, it's a good feeling to be out there. I mean,
yeah.
Today we put in 5 hours. Last week I put in the sky. It's a wraparound on the building.
Oh, nice.
On the bottom. And
but it's in an alley?
Yeah. And it's going to be clear coated when it's all done, so it should last forever.
Wow.
And the thing is, people from the neighborhood come out of their houses and apartments, and I always tell them the same thing, and it's true. This is for you. This is for you. So help us protect it, because this belongs to everybody in the neighborhood. And they like it. Today we had a little girl came over, and she wanted to paint. So Debbie said, okay, I'm working on outlining and going to paint the continent of Africa in the African colors.
Mhm.
And this little girl helped her. So what we're going to do, if she's there tomorrow, she's going to help us paint a little bit. Deb and I will give her some spots to paint,
Nice.
and then she's going to sign her name right along with us.
You know, when you
Yeah.
anyone who does stuff for kids, you know, I commend them because you know what a thrill. Just I always like what a thrill for the kid.
Right.
What a thrill for the
Oh,
kid.
it made her day, you could
Yeah.
tell. I'd say
I love when people do stuff for kids.
I'd say she's maybe 12,
yeah.
11, 12, around in there. But I'll tell you what, she painted. I watched her paint. Deb watched her paint. She was right in there, and she paid attention. She could tell by looking at the paper and what to put here. So we invited her to come tomorrow, and we're going to have her sign her name.
Nice, and you know it's fantastic. It builds up their self-esteem and you know their confidence. Good for you.
I did that years ago with the Eagle Eyes. We did Litchfield Lane. That became so popular with murals at one time. Of course, it's been years since Cheryl died, but it was a big thing. Nobody painted over the murals. Nobody marked them over and ruined them. We ended up on Chronicles over it, and it was just a good experience.
Now, do people come by and like give you gift cards for meals and stuff? Because they should for what you do to the neighborhood, and especially what you're going to do for this girl to
Yeah.
let her paint. They should come by and reward you for helping out. You know.
Well, about the only reward we get besides, well, you can't say just one reward, but it's just the idea that people, they take an active interest in it because it's in their neighborhood. One guy said,
Yeah.
gee, I can look out my kitchen window from my apartment
Yeah.
and see the whole mural because he's right at the angle. And I said,
Yeah.
look, this is for you.
Yeah.
This is,
Wonderful.
you know, and people
Yeah.
like that. And you know what? The murals that we've done for Helping Hands and the landlords, for 3 years they've been doing this. Not one has been marked over.
Yeah, that's good.
Not one.
That's great.
And that's when
good
you
to
invite
hear.
people to be a part of it, you know.
Exactly. See? Wonderful. So there's hope. There is hope. Not
Yeah.
everybody's sort of nasty or evil or hateful or vengeful.
You do see some sad things happen. I mean, we're in that part of town where you see a lot of people overdose, and they're sleeping in right beside trash cans, and it's kind of a sad situation.
I know. I used to when I was in Lowell. I saw a lot of that. Anthony overdosing wasn't the word. They took out down Central Street, just beyond the canal in front of. I forget the name. Excuse me, the name of the bank, but they'd have about 4 or 5, maybe 6 benches in a row.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be all overdosing there all the time because it was all the heroin addicts.
Yeah.
They took the benches out.
Yeah,
But,
it's,
I mean, it's sad.
it's a sad situation. It really is.
Yeah.
It when you see somebody, I've seen 1, 2, 3, 4 overdose. I saw 3 last year, and I just saw one guy last week up on Elm Street. I wasn't the only one that saw him either. I feel sorry for him. They need help, and they're young guys too.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't be any more than 20 years old.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
the park back here, there's a ton of, not a ton, but there's a lot of them.
It's a sad situation. You've got to get rid of the drugs. You've got to get rid of it, and that's a hard thing to do.
It is, but I don't mean to laugh. But I was just reading the other day. Now they've even come out with something that's even stronger than fentanyl.
Yeah.
I mean, how strong is this drug going to be? What do you do? Look at it, NOD?
You know where that drug comes from.
Yeah, I do. I do.
But you can't say it, right?
And you know how it gets here with
Yes.
those criminals coming over the border.
It's
But you can't say that either.
no. Well, it's time people woke up and spoke up, and
I agree. Oh, well, hopefully they will. hopefully people are getting sick of what's going on. You know, all these people, and they're out there voting whatever side you vote for. You're voting with good intentions, and it's on both sides of the fence. And then the candidates get in there, and once they get in there,
They
you
could
know,
care
it's
less.
not like they ever promised anything to their constituents, or said how they wanted to work once they got in office. Once they got up there, it's all right. Now, what can I do for myself here?
Well, I can't wait for the midterms. I'm all set to vote.
I'm voting pro-American.
Yeah, there you go. That's a way to say it. We need to keep this country.
And I'll tell you who I'm not voting for.
Go ahead.
The person that I just read their response, that's for open borders and rewarding criminal activity and holding a certain segment of society above the law.
Yeah.
I'm not voting for that candidate.
A lot of that happens now. It's just, this country has gone through so many changes. But you've got to figure, too, this has been going on for decades, under the covers, so to speak, and it's becoming more prominent and open now. I mean, face it, when Biden says New World Order, now you go
They're
back.
trying like hell to install it.
You go back to 1991 when George Herbert Walker Bush, because Reagan laid out and he took over, said the same thing. The United States is entering a new world order. Well, Adolf Hitler said that in 1939. And the Skull and Bones secret societies, which John Kerry and George Bush all belong to, and others, that's what they're headed for. Look on the back of the American dollar bill. In Latin, it says New World Order.
No, maybe you can, because I don't have a clue what it is, but the Freemasons, aren't they sort of the same thing? Aren't they another one that wants to take over the world in the Trilateral Commission and all that crap?
We could go on about the Masons on another show.
All right.
And just as long as we both, or whoever you have on discussing it, just discuss the facts that are out there for everybody to see, so that nobody thinks you're making this up.
Right. Well, by the way, I'm in Facebook jail for the whole month of August. I said the story. To me, I don't think it was hateful. Somebody posted, it was Einstein sitting down, but he was, because they were saying it was on this day, whatever it was, that he met this person. Well, he's sitting there in a chair, and he's got women's shoes on, Einstein, or they looked like, or they were very effeminate. So all I said was, when I commented on the photo, all I said was the shoes look faggy. Boom. That doesn't meet our community standards. They threw me off.
He was famous for not wearing socks.
He didn't have socks on in the photo.
He didn't want to wear socks, but to him, the game of baseball was boring.
Well, it can be.
And he put it all in mathematical.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how he was made. But you figure, Albert Einstein, by the time he was 19 years old, put down the mathematical formula to build the atomic bomb. 19 years old. Wow. And he progressed it and built on it, and then he handed it over to a man named Oppenheimer. And if he hadn't have, we wouldn't have won the Second World War.
See that? And nothing happens by accident either.
No.
It doesn't happen by
Just
accident.
like Einstein said, God does not play jokes with the universe.
That's for sure. That's right. Although these climate change people, excuse me, climate action people.
Yeah.
I think that they're going to play God with
and that's what they're trying.
With the climate, and they got all these dumb and dumber people kissing up to them, believing them.
Well, they show people film on TV of a polar bear swimming out in the ocean. And anybody knows anything about polar bears, they have been swimming hundreds of miles out without an iceberg or anything since day one. And this iceberg is melting. Well, there's more freezing up north than they want you to
And they're
know
not
about.
telling you.
And
That's
you know
right.
who broke the passage was NASA itself. They came out and said, no, 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 no. This global warming, a lot of this is a hoax. Because what they want to do is look where we're headed now. No gas. They want it all solar, and they want this.
And you know, that's never going to happen. They're just bamboozling everyone. So they can steal all these hundreds of billions of dollars. And again, these Americans are dumb and dumber, and they just sit back and, you know.
There'll be a day that they're going to
Right.
regret not paying attention.
All right, we don't have too much time left.
Good.
So it went by fast.
Yes.
So tell them who you are again, just so they don't forget.
J. Edgar Hoover. I've got a wig on. No, I'm Anthony Williams. I'm a muralist artist in Manchester, and I'm happy to be that. And I hope that I keep doing my artwork in my 80s and 90s if I live that long. I promote art. I have my own show, Art Expressions, and if you're interested in coming on, contact me, and we'll do it.
There you go. See, maybe you could bring that 12-year-old girl on,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I'd have to have her parents' permission, but
Well,
Yeah.
right. We know that, you know, I know maybe you have to say it, it's not like you're a perv. I know some people, but anyway, so there's that. I'm David B., the readings guy, 603-404-9338. Give me a call, email me, biffid, biffid@yahoo.com.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, you know, I don't know whether everybody knows, well, they must. I bartend part-time. Hey, if you got a private function, a private party, you want a great bartender, I'll liven the place up for you. Give me a call.
and he's a space alien too. I found that out.
That's right. So, you know, and as we always say, in the meantime, you know, now there's two things you have to remember, all right? Two things to remember. One, you can't be dumb if you want to be free. And more importantly, you are a winner.